If this breaks, you're likely going to head down to this area right here, just below 100. That is my next target level if we break down. Why do I have a target level here? Well, very simply, you can see here, these highs right in here, right across here. Therefore, we have to assume that if we break here, that's your next target. And by the way, it's a break of the even number of 100 as well, which is significant. Now, on the upside, there'll be a little minor resistance at 117, 118 here, which was a little minor support. We had hit it earlier today. We were holding until this latest flush, but really, it's just minor. It's been chopped through now. It's really coming down to this level. This is the one that if you're a bull, you got to get through this level. There's just nothing to it. It's not really rising fast enough where, if we have a bear market, that's one thing. Then in a year or two, this is going to be a lot higher. But if you're a bull and you want to see 150 by end of year or by early next year, you just have to get through this level. Now, if you get through it,
a seismic shock has rattled the crypto market, pushing Bitcoin dangerously close to the $100,000 mark as panic ripples through global markets. Gareth Soloway, a renowned trader and market strategist, warns that the crypto market is entering a critical phase following a massive drop triggered by macroeconomic shocks. At press time, Bitcoin BTC was trading near $114,006, up 1.82% in the last 24 hours, but the recent volatility has left investors uneasy. The sell-off began shortly after U.S. markets closed, when President Trump announced a 100% additional tariff on China, sparking panic and heavy liquidations across crypto. Gareth notes that Bitcoin had already been testing major resistance zones, and when sentiment flipped, the price plunged to a key support around $110,000, wiping out overleveraged positions. Gareth highlights that panic in traditional markets often spills into crypto, reinforcing their tight correlation during risk-off events. Interestingly, gold remained resilient, underlining its role as a safe haven asset. On the charts, Bitcoin faces resistance near $126,000 and support between $110,000 to $111,000. A decisive break below this could accelerate a move toward the psychological $100,000 level. Gareth also cautions that Ethereum's failed breakout signals further weakness. He stresses the need for confirmation signals and disciplined risk management as the market undergoes what he calls a cleanse of bull market euphoria, with Bitcoin and altcoins facing their toughest test yet. Get ready for crypto's next major move. Hit subscribe and enable notifications to stay ahead of the breakout.
We have to talk about the crypto crash, massive drop, massive flush, all of this being triggered after, in the after hours of the stock market, President Trump levied 100% additional tariffs on China. And we saw massive liquidations on these flushes in crypto. But the charts, let's be fair, the charts were not exactly robustly bullish. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. Now, if you guys have been following along, you know that I had said the top here in the near term, until proven otherwise, would be right here. Right? And why? Well, I've gone over this many times, but for those of you that are new, you take your high from 2017 to your high from 2021's bull market right there. And literally it gave us this top, and now very clearly this top as well. Now, listen, in all fairness, we came down to touch this support level in a video I just posted earlier before this crash. We were trading right into the 117, 118,000 level. I said, if that breaks, we could go to about 110, and that's exactly where we went. How did I know that level was going to be key? Look at the trend line. So back to the charts here. Bitcoin tagged major support at the pierce of 110. That is now the level of support. We're already getting a bounce off of this. But let's be fair. You're going to hear that a lot of longs got liquidated on that flush. My guess is leverage got way too high, just like in the stock market. And the stock market took its biggest drop since April, when we were seeing the liberation tariff sell-off go on. 2.7% on the S&P, 3.5% on the NASDAQ. So we see the de-risking going into crypto as well, and that's really what happens, right? A lot of people try and tell me that, oh, they're not coordinated anymore. The answer is yes, they still are. When people panic, they sell. And interestingly enough, gold was actually up today. Now, it didn't make a new all-time high, but gold showed that actually it withstood the fear of risk assets, right? In other words, gold is still king of the safe haven trade. Very interesting there as well. All right, so on Bitcoin, guys, this is now a simple chart to follow. How are we going to do this? Let's just draw on the chart. Here's your resistance, right around 126 and change. Here is your technical support, right here around 110 to 111. If this breaks, you're likely going to head down to this area right here, just below 100. That is my next target level if we break down. Why do I have a target level here? Well, very simply, you can see here, these highs right in here, right across here. Therefore, we have to assume that if we break here, that's your next target. And by the way, it's a break of the even number of 100 as well, which is significant. Now, on the upside, there'll be a little minor resistance at 117, 118 here, which was a little minor support. We had hit it earlier today. We were holding until this latest flush. But really, it's just minor. It's been chopped through now. It's really coming down to this level. This is the one that if you're a bull, you got to get through this level. There's just nothing to it. It's not really rising fast enough where, if we have a bear market, that's one thing. Then in a year or two, this is going to be a lot higher. But if you're a bull and you want to see 150 by end of year or by early next year, you just have to get through this level. Now, if you get through it, yeah, game on. But right now, we don't know. So that's your Bitcoin analysis. Let's talk about ETH. ETH is great, guys. This is exactly what we've been following here. Look at the technicals on this chart here on ETH. Let me bring this up. We have this level to here, broke out, confirmed, then became support. So resistance, up through it, support all through here, goes up, finally breaks down, confirms, and then you come back up, resistance, and then it tries to break out. Ask yourself, did we confirm the breakout? If you know the confirmation signal, you know the answer was nope. You can't confirm until the next day when it has to close above that high, and that could be a fake out. And fake outs do happen, whether they're institutional based to lure in retail. I don't know. What I do know is the confirmation signal is my playbook. It's like my number one thing to look at when I'm looking for breakouts that are true or fake outs. All right. And same thing on the downside, breakdowns versus fake downs. All right. So here we had a break above it, didn't confirm, meant it wasn't necessarily a real breakout. And then boom, consolidation and collapse. Now, as we come down here, where is the technical level that we're following here? Well, really, you honestly, you're still holding this technical. Yes, you pierced it, but that's still going to be a little bit of support. So 3,840 is technical support. If we break through that, you have a level here at 30, just below 3,400.
A sharp wave of volatility has shaken the crypto market, with Bitcoin holding a fragile line as traders brace for the next decisive move. Gareth Soloway, a respected trader and market strategist, reveals that following the intense market flush, he has fully closed his short positions in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, and Mantle through his smart money crypto swing trading service. He notes that the speed of the sell-off left little room to reposition into longs immediately, but he's now looking to accumulate on retraces, strictly guided by technical signals rather than long-term narratives. Gareth reiterates his neutral stance, neither bullish nor bearish, emphasizing that the charts dictate his moves, just as they did when he accurately called the $126,000 Bitcoin top before its steep drop to the $107,000 to $108,000 zone. He highlights that while Bitcoin stabilizes near key support, broader market weakness continues to weigh on sentiment. Ethereum faces resistance between $4,500 and $4,600, with sellers pushing the price back below $4,550 and the 100-hour SMA. This signals potential short-term weakness toward the $4,400 level. Meanwhile, XRP and Solana also face technical pressure, reflecting a market still sensitive to geopolitical tensions and macro volatility. For Gareth, the path forward remains clear: disciplined, chart-driven trading as Bitcoin holds the spotlight in a fragile risk environment. Let's get back to the interview.
Now, just an announcement. In Smart Money Crypto, which is my crypto swing trading service, we literally unloaded all of our shorts. We were short. Every position in there was short. We unloaded them all. I was Bitcoin short, all out of that. Ethereum short, all out of that. I had Zcash. I had MNT. I mean, all out of these guys just out. The problem was it was such a fast flush that by the time I exited my shorts, I couldn't really get into longs. So on retraces down, I actually am looking to get into some longs. I'll talk about those in just a second. And listen, just a reminder, guys, I have nothing against crypto. I'm neither bullish nor bearish, meaning that I just trade what the chart tells me in the short term. Listen, do I know where Solana is going to be in 5 years? I have literally no clue. Could be higher, could be a lot higher, could be lower, could be a lot lower. What I do know is short-term technical signals on the charts that guide me to the near-term price action. It's how I called the 126 top here in Bitcoin that we just see. And literally from 126, we all fell down to about 108,000, 107,000 within a matter of days. It's amazing how charts work. I mean, it literally is. It changed my life. I hope it can change yours like it has changed mine. Okay, so that's your ETH chart here, folks. Again, this is going to remain resistance. If you confirm above it, we go above 5,000. But until then, this is resistance right here around 45 to 4,600. All right, support going to remain at 38 and a quarter, and then down to about 30, just below 3,400. XRP, look at the flush on XRP. That is amazing. Look, here's your wedge. It kept trying to break out. It even closed above here and here, but it never confirmed the breakout. Then back below, then closed here, then tried to get above, couldn't. And then, it's trying too hard to break out and it's failing. What's the path of least resistance? To the downside. Now, in all fairness, this was just a fast flush, and look at where it went to. I mean, literally went right to the support level around 180 to 185. Look, all these low pivots here, guys. It's just, this is gravy right here. All right, that's support. I mean, there's huge support here. Huge support. Now, if it ever gets below here, God help us all, right? I mean, that's the essence of it. I mean, you're going to go here, then here. But as long as it can hold this, it's good. And it should be honestly bought until it fails. Then a stop out can be used. And then on the upside, very simple. Just keep extending this out. If we ever break above and confirm above this line, it can go back to the highs. But wow. On to Solana, guys. Look at Solana, upsloping trend line. Classic action right here, through here, all the way here. Broke down. This was support along here, right? Support, it hits and bounces, hits, bounces, hits, bounces, hits, bounces. Once it breaks, it confirms. What does this become? Resistance. Goes up, rejected. Look at the flush. This one did not quite achieve its target price. I don't know if it will, but if it does, I'm a buyer right here at around 170 on Solana. That would be a great level, and that's the level I'm going to be looking for. Not to say it can't break there, by the way, but I would start a position at 170 and then probably add at 155 here, then add more at 129, 130 area right down here. Basically, DCA starting around that level. Incredible stuff. I mean, today was a wild day, folks. The markets, listen, if you've been following me for stocks or anything else, we've talked about risk assets, everything going up with gold. There's something that has to break. All right. It just does. You don't have every asset just going up and away. Something's disconnected there. Today, we're starting to see that. All of a sudden, it's just some bad news on China-US relations, and the bottom falls out. The stock market in the after hours was down another 1% tonight. And again, that's after being down again 3.5% on the NASDAQ, down another. That's 4.5% in one day. It's almost 5%. That's almost unheard of. I mean, that's bad action. Now, listen, by Monday, I want to be clear. Trump, he tends to not like the stock market going down. He may walk back some of his rhetoric to calm things, in which case we could bounce on Monday. That's fine. I have my levels. I'm neither a bull nor a bear. I'm just following the charts. The charts tell me what to do. I don't tell the charts. And always remember, folks, verified investing is all no BS, just charts. What are the charts telling us? That's how we trade.
The current market setup for Bitcoin reflects a powerful uptrend supported by a solid bullish structure across all major timeframes. After rebounding strongly from key support between $108,150 and $105,000, price momentum has pushed toward a breakout to new all-time highs, signaling growing optimism. While resistance remains firm around $126,293, sustained buying pressure and continued, though moderating, institutional inflows suggest that market confidence is holding steady. A clean move above resistance could ignite another leg higher, attracting sidelined capital and reinforcing Bitcoin's leadership in the broader risk asset space. However, traders are closely watching for any shift in momentum, as strong supports will play a crucial role in maintaining the current bullish trajectory. Could Bitcoin sustain its bullish momentum and break past the $126,000 resistance? Or will key support levels between $108,000 to $105,000 be tested again? Crypto moves fast. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share with your network, and subscribe to ride the next wave before it hits.